Got
Are
my
you like
business
an
done.
intern? Are you like an intern then since your fourth year?
Next year I'll be interning at Jane Street. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
All right,
and
But
guys,
then
how
I'll
we doing?
graduate.
currently,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
oh,
Oh no,
it's
sorry.
all good.
We were just like chatting,
Oh, just
like small
chatting.
talk
Okay,
for a
okay.
while
Yeah,
while waiting
yeah,
for
No, no, I
you.
thought you were giving instruction
But
or something. Okay, we good then. All right,
yeah.
so let's just get this thing started on the road. Are we all prepared? Anything else to note? Otherwise,
yeah.
we'll just get to it.
hmm
All right,
Okay.
and take it away.
Okay. So Matthew, you can see the CoderPad, right?
Yeah,
All right. I'm going to paste the question. Can you see it?
yeah.
Okay. So in this interview, we're going to implement the randomized set class, and that class will expose these three methods. Okay.
Okay,
I'm going to give you some time to read the problem.
okay. Insert an item. Set. Mm, okay. We get random. Huh. Okay. I think see the problem now. So essentially, I want to be able to add an item into a set, remove it from the set, and then fetch a random item
Yeah.
with each
Exactly.
each has to have equal probability of being returned.
Yes.
Okay. So I initially think of probably just using a set here, but problem with a Python set is I can't really access specific elements or yeah, I want to probably use like a random library to get some random index, but I can't really access a set by index. So I
Yeah,
think
that's a really great point. If we just use a raw set, there's no way for us to get a random element. hmm
yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to use an array here. Um, okay, now, okay. The problem is, okay, I'm actually using array and a set actually. So I'll use the
Okay.
set to check whether or not the item is present, and then I'll have to use the array to access random elements. So that's initially
Okay.
what I'm thinking to do here.
I think that's a
So
good start.
I have a set to check if I have the element, and I have an array. That's step number one. And I use an array for random access. Um, the problem is how do I synchronize these now? Um,
hmm
so I'm gonna put so if I have a set for the element and I have the array, I need some way to synchronize it so that if I delete from the set, I could delete from the array as well.
Yes,
But
that is a key problem here.
uh, the problem is that if I have my set, how do I know where to delete from the array?
hmm
If I store the index in the array in the set, then I know where to delete. So if I want to delete, then I could just remove it from the set and then remove the index. Oh, but then how do I make sure I don't shift all the elements? Um,
Yeah, I think you're really on the right track here. So um, just to like rewind a bit, we need some way to track the indices, right?
yeah. So I have my set to check whether or not I have the elements, and then I'll use my array for random access by
So,
index.
okay,
So
what do you mean random access by index?
so I'll use like ran, and I think Python has like a library to generate
Okay.
an index between 0 and n, which is the number of elements. And
Okay.
then based on that, I'll access the array to get each element from this number.
Okay. I
Now the
think that
problem
works
is,
for get random. Sorry, let's go on.
oh, so yeah, this works with get random, right?
Yes, it is.
So my next area now is I have problems with insert and remove.
Mhm.
Um, for insert, I could just add it. Okay, so for insert, I can just add to set. Uh, my insert, I'll just add it to the set, and then append to the end of array.
Mhm.
So that'll work for insert. The problem is remove is probably the hardest one here.
Yeah.
For remove, I could easily remove from set. I, the problem is I don't want to shift all the elements when they delete from my array, so I need some way. Um,
Let's rewind a little bit. So before we think about like removing will shift all the elements, right? How do you even know which index to remove at?
um, so it's
Oh,
removed
you're going
by,
to do. Oh, you're gonna do array dot remove. Oh, so that's like the ON scan. So um okay, I
so,
think uh sorry, I might have missed like one part of this problem. Like every operation must be O1. So remove must be O1.
okay, so in my set, I'll store elements and index an array. Or
Yes,
actually, how is
yes.
it? And then,
That's exactly what we want to do.
uh, wait, how's that gonna work though? Remove an item from the set if present. Okay, so I want to remove it. And then, oh, okay, so I have the item in the set, but I can only access it technically since I don't know where the element is. Um, when I want to remove, I don't know what index to access to delete it from the set. So technically in my set, I can only really store the elements. Um, but then I can have like a dictionary that maps values to indexes.
Yes,
So
that's a good idea.
I'll use my set to check if I have the element, so it just stores the element.
Mm-hmm.
If I have it, if I don't have it, then I just return false. But if I have it, then I'll use my dictionary to figure out the
Mm-hmm.
index in the array. Okay, so
Yes.
excuse me. Um, Now once I figure out where the index is in the array, then let me just move this down. Set to check if I have the element. If yep, I have a dictionary that maps it. Now, uh, so I'm gonna remove now. So for insert, okay, maybe I should structure this a bit better. So for insert, I'll add the item to the set, put the position, append to the end of the array, and then record position in dictionary. And then for remove, actually I'll do remove later. That's insert. Then for get random, what I'll do is I'll use ren_in to generate the 0 and n, and then based on that, I'll access the array. and return the item.
Okay.
Okay, does that sound good for insert and get random?
Yeah, insert and get random look good to me.
Okay, now for remove, how do I do this? I want this to be in constant time. So I know to remove an item from an array, I know if I remove it from the end of an array, it's always in constant time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could just pop it. So if I have, I wonder if I could just, will I be able to just switch stuff to the end? Let me see here. So if I have an item and I now want to delete it, maybe I could swap it with the item at the end and then delete that item. Oh, okay, I have an idea here actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll remove the item from the set and then I'll find, uh, use the hash map to find position in array, then swap with last element, and then update the new position of that last element. I think that's what I should do. So, oh, if I want to delete an item, I'll see whether or not it exists in the set. If it does, I'll remove it. Then I'll use the hash map to find the position that it was in the array.
Mm-hmm.
Then what I'll do is I'll swap that item with the last item in my array,
Yep.
pop off from the end of the array to delete the item I want to delete. But then
Yep.
now, since I swapped position with that other item, I'll need to update its position in the hash map
Yep.
or in the dictionary in
right.
this case. So I'll have to update that new position.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So
I just have like one comment about this plan. So do we really need this set here? Let's think about like what data structure we need. Do we need this set now?
oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't really. Well, I need some way to ensure the item is unique. Until the item is
Yeah.
listed and not present, returns true. If the item was not present, return false. So I need some way to check. Oh, actually, I already have a hash map. Uh, oh, a dictionary here. Never mind, I actually don't need a set because I have my
Yes.
dictionary that maps the values to indexes.
Yep.
Yeah, this is correct. The set is useless here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, this sounds good. Why don't we move on to implementation?
Okay. So I'll have height next year will be equal to some sort of a dictionary. Now I think I have my and then my array here will just equal to some array. Okay.
Yep.
This is Python, so I should do like this. And I can make this. Okay, and then now on the insert. So when I want to insert an item, append it to the end of the array. So excuse me. Um um not append value. Now I need to record that position in the hash map of self dot value to index of value is equal to the length of this. And then Actually, I need to. Oh wait, I think I'm missing something. Okay, I need to check whether or not it's present. So if value means self, so value to an index, return false.
Yep.
And then here is return true. So here I add it to the end of the array, and I update the position, and then it wants me to return true, right? Yeah, return true. So now I'll go on to remove. So now if I want to remove, then okay, use the hash map to find whether or not it exists. So if it does not exist, let me copy paste this. So if it's not in there, return false, right? Okay, now if it is present, okay, so here's where I need to do that weird thing. So I need to find the position. So self-dot value to index of value. Now I want to do, I want to swap the last element with this element, but oh, I should record this position before I swap, so I don't lose it. Or no, it should be like this. The old value would be equal to self dot array. So I want to get the last item so that I could swap it at the end. So the old value would be self dot array -1. So this will give me the last item. So now, once I have the last item, I could now safely pop. I could just replace it. So I have self dot array of position equal to old value, and then dot dot array dot pop, and then let's return true. Okay, so let me double check this. So if it's not, if I don't have it, return false. If I do have it, get the position in the array, and then get the last item that was in my array. Now, what I could do here is now, from the position that I'm deleting from, I could just replace it with the old value, the what was at the last position in the array. Then I could just delete that. So I think that's done for remove.
I claim that you are forgetting something here.
Oh, swap last. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I forgot this last step to update the new position. Okay. Now that I swapped it, now I need to update the new position. I'll divide the index of that old value. Will now be equal to the position.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's my remove there.
I think there's one more thing that we need to do.
Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good to me.
Okay. Okay, that's now removed. Okay, let me just copy paste this so I don't forget stuff. No, forget random. What I need to do is, oh, I forgot the library. Um,
Oh no, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
oh, okay. I think it's random dot. Um, is it random dot rand int? I think, oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Um, string here equal to random the random zero length self dot array. Was this inclusive? Including both endpoints. So I need to do this. Okay, so now I'll get the random position of what to access here,
Mm-hmm.
and then just return stuff like array position. Oh, is that it? Okay, so this is O1, it's O1, it's O1. Okay, I think that's it.
Yep, that's it for the first part of this problem. Now
Okay,
I'm gonna give you a follow-up. So now instead of random set, this is gonna become a random collection. And what that means is that there can be duplicates in the set. So I'm gonna paste it over here. So can you see where my cursor is?
yes, up here. Yeah,
So now it becomes a multi-set. So insert will insert an item into the multi-set even if the item is already present, and the behavior of a return remains the same. Okay, and for
okay,
remove, we remove if present, and the behavior of return remains the same as well. And if
yeah,
val have multiple occurrences, we only remove one. Does that make sense?
okay, yeah,
Okay. And get random, it returns a random element, and the probability is not random now. It's going to be linearly related to the number of same values that the multiset contains. That might be a bit confusing. So let's say the multiset looks like 1, 1, 2. Then the probability of 1 being returned will be double that of 2. Does that make sense?
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So we're going to
oh,
modify this class now.
okay. So, so my first thing, okay, so I can insert multiple items into the set. So if I have a set here, right now I'm just using an array. I probably need some way to keep track of the count of the elements. Um, so maybe in my array, I could keep track of the count of the element and the count, or map my values to my indices. Okay,
But why
so
do
I'll
we need to
probably
keep track of the count?
um so that we could properly do the get random. Oh,
Okay.
actually, because what I'm thinking is, oh, actually, maybe an easier way to do this problem is just instead of mapping one value to the
Mm-hmm.
one index to each value, for my value, actually, I could have like an array there, and then I could just append to the end of the array when I want to add. Oh, okay. I think I have an idea here.
Okay.
So what I could do here is that I'll do the same thing, but then instead of just storing one index in my dictionary, I could just
Mm-hmm.
keep appending, have like an array there, and then just keep appending when I have add a new item. So I'll just
Okay.
append the new positions. So that'll take care of insert. For remove, I could do the same thing. Yeah, I could use the same algorithm for remove. Okay, yeah, this will work actually. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now when I add a new item, um, and the new added position to the dictionary.
Okay.
Uh, the dictionary will now map values to an array of indexes. Now remove will be done the same way. For remove, same algorithm really, nothing really changes there. And for get random, since each item will be just inserted multiple times into the array, those to be inversely or linearly related. So it'll be the same thing here. Do you want me to go ahead and implement this?
Yeah. Please implement this. Okay. Before implementation though, just a few comments about your approach. So for
Okay.
remove, the same algorithm. Can you elaborate more on this?
Oh, okay. So for remove, um, I'll just do the same thing. So I'll check whether or not the value exists in the dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't, return false. If it does,
Okay.
now what I'll do is just pop off um, the last item from the array of indexes, right? So I will just pop off the last one and delete it. So
Okay. But okay, so you're gonna do the same like swapping thing, right?
yeah, the same swapping thing.
Can you talk more about the swapping particularly? Like how would that work?
Okay, so for the swapping, um, I'll take the item.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get the index of the item, then I'll swap it with the last position. Then I'll pop off from the end of the array to delete the last item. And then now, oh, there's a slight issue here because I'll now have to update the, because see, I was updating, what was it? Update the new position of that last element.
Yeah.
Uh, this might be a bit problematic. Um, if I want to update the position of that, I mean, the problem is now, I don't know where it would be to delete it in the array. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's the issue here. So if I want to delete it, I might have to scan. You want everything to still be constant time, right?
Yes, everything is O1. Yes. Right.
Okay, so that means I can't just look for the position and delete it. Um, so I need some way. Is there a way for me to delete it? Huh. I need some way to update it in constant time. Uh, I'm thinking of a method to use here, but I don't know if it's overkill. Let me think there's a simpler way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
What I was thinking of doing kind of like a lazy deletion kind of pattern. Or so, um, if I wanted to update that, then I won't worry about deleting. I'll just add that new item on to the array. Um, then the problem is that, oh, let me think this a bit clearer. Yeah, yeah, I delete it. Yeah, I don't know which position to access. Um, hmm. I need a way to do this update more efficiently. Um, if I know the position, for example, was at there, then uh, yeah, I can't scan through the array. I need another method to do this.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
Maybe instead of,
observation.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out the new method to use here. Uh, hmm.
So we basically just need a data structure that provides us O1 delete, right?
Yeah. Um, oh, wait a minute. Instead of using an array, oh, the heck. Sure, I missed that. Um, Instead of using an array, I should be using a set here.
Yep.
Uh, excuse me. So is this here? Where did I have this code? All these comments. Mm, okay. So for remove, I'll do the same thing, but then I'll just delete it from the set. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Um, okay. So yeah, I'll do the same thing now, but I'll just use a set. So when I want to add a new item, I'll add it to my set, or I'll add it to the yeah, the set, or when I want to add a new item, I'll do the same thing I was doing before, but then in my dictionary instead, I'll have a array that maps the values to a set, and then I'll just add the index into that set. Now, when I want to
Mm-hmm.
delete, I'll do the same thing, but I'll just delete from the set instead.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then random would be the same thing here.
Yeah.
Um, you want me to implement this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So back indexing, same thing here, same thing here. Okay, same, nothing will have to change here. What I have to change here is here. Um, oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
Add this into the set. So instead of doing that, I'll just add that position into the set. And then when I want to remove, if it's not there, same thing, position of value. So position will be equal to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It did not valid. Okay, my position will be equal to I need to access an item from the set here.
Sorry, you need to what?
I need to get an index from the set. I could just choose any index here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
that's right.
stop dot value. So this would be the set. And then how do I access an item from the set again? Set stop dot value index. So this will give me the set. I need a way to access an item from the set. Do this again. I can't use an array.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot how to do this actually in Python. Do I have to do something like this?
We can just do set.pop.
Oh, okay. I had no idea I could do that for set.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this will give me the an item from a set.
Yes.
Now, the old value. This would be the item that I want to update from the set here. Will be this item, and then soft up R at this position. Soft up. Oh, let me make sure I'm doing this right. So soft up R position equal to the old value. Yes, this is correct. Self.r the pop. Yes, this is delete the last item. And then self.void index of my old value. The old value. I want to remove what was at the last position first of all. I'm going to remove this. Then I want to add a new position that was added. Do the same thing. Old value. But add this position. Okay, now if there's nothing in the set, actually, I have to change these conditions a bit. So if the length is this, the value, if there's nothing, then return false, there's nothing to delete. And then when I do this, that's all. I don't need to delete anything anymore. Okay. Now, go into my get random. Yeah. So this wouldn't have to change at all. Yeah, this would still be good. Okay, let me just double check this remove one. So if my length, if I have no items, so if I have no indexes recorded, that means it's not in my set, so nothing to delete. I'll just return false. Now, if there is something to delete there, I'll record the position of the item I want to delete there. by just popping off. It doesn't matter what item is in the set, I could delete any one of them, so I'll just get one. Record the last element in my array. Then for my array, I delete the last item by just replacing, or I delete my item by replacing it with the last item. Then I pop off that item, and then now I need to update the old value. Now I can remove, since I know this was at the end of the array, I remove this. And then now I could add the current position. And I return true. Okay, I think this is good.
Okay, yeah. As a whole, it's mostly good. I just have two issues that I see with it. The first issue is, do you think there are any memory leaks here?
Any memory leaks here? I could pop from the set. All the values equal to the class element. That's not array. Be here. With my value. Okay, my inter is actually not really right, but
Let's think about where the memory, like what kind of state is this class storing, and are we like unnecessarily storing? Are we storing some unnecessary state?
okay. So currently I'm storing the values and the indices that map to the array. So this would be, I have a dictionary holding values that are mapping, or a dictionary holding values mapping to a set. So that's one. Number two is my array. My array would hold the individual values. So that's the state I'm holding here. So let me check. Is there a leak in the dictionary? I have my values. If my length that is equal to 0, return false. Okay, that's good. If I'm popping, pop the item for my set. My old value be equal to the last item. Yes. Is there anything that's unnecessary here?
Okay, let's look at this situation. Let's say I add 1 and I add 2 and I add 3 and I add 4 and I remove all of them.
Yeah.
Does your class like store like more information than it needs to?
Okay, check insert. Oh, this is not even right. What the heck? Okay.
Insert is correct. Insert is correct. Let's just look at remove.
Okay. So I add 1, 2, 3. If I do that, okay. So I want to remove. So I add it. Okay, if I want to remove, the length is 0. Not false. Okay. So I go in. Position is equal to that. And then my old value be equal to self.array my last. Okay, that's good. Now replace that. What value something ready to pop? Hmm. Did it make a
Okay,
mistake?
maybe I'll make the example even more illustrative. Let's say I add like the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to like 100 million.
Okay.
Okay, maybe not 100 million, but I add like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to like 1 million. And let's say like that's like the max that my system can store. And then I remove everything. Okay. And I remove everything from 1 and 1 million. And then
Okay.
what I do next is I add from like 1 million to 2 million. And I remove everything. Like this will like blow up because like there's not enough memory to hold everything. But actually there's a way to sort of like make this more memory efficient in such that it can handle this situation.
Oh,
That makes sense.
maybe. Oh, maybe I need to delete the set. Is that what I'm missing here?
Mm-hmm.
If the length is equal to 0, I'm just returning false. But should I maybe? Because the set itself has a overhead. Oh, I should probably delete it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm missing here. Um, so here,
That's correct.
um, mm, mm,
Yeah.
yeah, so
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay.
All right. So there's a second problem here. So it's an edge case where pos is equal to len.self_r minus 1.
Okay.
I'll write it out. In this case, do you think your system would still work correctly?
Hmm. So if I'm choosing the last element to delete, no, I'm gonna have an error here.
Yep.
I can't always choose to swap with the last item. If it's the last item, I can just pop it. I don't even have to go through all of this. So if it's the last item, there's no need to actually do a swap. I can just simply delete the item.
Yeah. Yep.
So what would I do? Let's see. So here I'm going through this and I'm swapping. Then what I need to do here is I need to do is delete it from or remove it from the set as well.
It's already removed.
Oh yeah, I popped it. So that's good. And I just need to instead of swapping like that, I could just that's the same thing that I could just copy this. think I could integrate this a bit better. So if my position is equal to 0, if my position is equal to 0, okay, let's see what's going on here. So what I'm trying to do is if it's the same thing, then all I need to do, there's no need for a swap. So I just need to go to the same position, delete it from my array. I'll be deleting it here.
No, we're deleting it here, right?
Yeah, so here I'm already deleting it from my array. And then I just need to make sure to not add it again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I also claim that we need to put this inside here.
Oh, if not position is equal to the end. Oh yeah, this is also true. Yeah.
And we also need to put, actually this doesn't matter, but
I remove
yeah.
this.
Yeah, we can do that.
That path.
Yeah. So this looks correct to me.
Okay.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, you said you didn't think you could solve a hard, but this is a hard Leetcode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
So
what the
good
heck?
job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And in fact, this is problem number 381 on Leetcode, if you want to practice later. But yeah, I'll give you your feedback now.
Okay.
Okay. So before coding, I think you did like very well in this part, like better than a lot of candidates that I've interviewed. I really like how like from the get-go you were like articulating your ideas very quickly and very clearly, especially like, okay, we can't use a set. Yeah, that's a very good observation. Most people would just try to use a set. You're good at thinking out loud, and writing some important short notes down. One nitpick I have is sometimes you tend to like mumble a bit, and I have to like strain very hard to hear you. Just think like everything that you're saying is important to me, and I want to hear it.
Okay.
Also, you ask for feedback at correct times. Like, okay, am I good to go with these methods? That's good. Okay. For the places of improvement, I think sometimes you spend a bit too long on like making the notes look good. It's okay if they kind of look like scratch notes. This in this case, you solve the problem like in the time constraint, which is great. But eventually, you want to like try to get faster, and one way is to just like be able to write shorter notes. Yeah. Okay. And another place that you can improve is you should it would be great if you could get more familiar with the different data structures like sets and hash maps. Then you will know from a get-go that we don't need to use a set. Like we can use straight up just use a hash map. During coding, I think again you're pretty good at like talking out loud, thinking out loud, and talking about what you're doing. One nitpick I have is that maybe there's some duplication here that maybe you could extract out into like a helper, like is present or something like that. Just for better code structure. Also, old val and pause are not really good names. Can you think of some better names for that? Like, you don't need to answer me right now, but they are not really great names. Like, if you came back, like, I don't know, like 2 months later and you saw it, like, you'd be like, oh, okay, I don't really know what that is right from the get-go. So yeah, maybe improve a bit on the naming. I'll send you all these notes later, so you don't need to like copy. You don't need to like type stuff down. Also, maybe you want to familiarize yourself more with Python libraries. So you use random.ren in here, but a cleaner way is to just use random.choice in Python. This is kind of a nitpick, but if people who are familiar with the libraries can just save time and impress their interviewer more. Yeah, random.choice. Okay. For the follow-up, again, there was an issue with like not being familiar enough with the data structures. Like from a get-go, we should know that, like set has O1 removal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of just takes a little bit of practice. So yeah. I think you're very good at picking up my hints. So I was giving you some hints, and like I think you took them very seriously, and you always like went in the correct direction. That's very good. Keep doing that. One problem. Okay, I'm gonna talk about all the cons before I'm gonna talk about the place that you can improve. I really like that you use default dict. That's very good.
Mm.
Keep doing that. Like default dict, like sorted set. I don't know, this random like default standard library things are very great to use.
Mm.
Like if you didn't use default dict here, you will use a lot more like Crafts code. And like similarly, if you knew like set.pop, you would also like save some time, but it's not a big deal. And you're also good at like checking your work, which I really like that you pay a lot of attention to code correctness when you're coding remove. A lot of people just like like they don't really check what they're doing, but you ran through it a few times to make sure that you're correct. That's a very good habit to have. I would say keep doing that. Okay, now for the places to improve. So when you're coding, especially for like big problems like this, I think you should be 100% clear with your approach before you start. So one example just now is I stopped you from going ahead with your implementation for the follow-up. I say like, okay, can you tell me more about how you would do the swapping and remove? Even if I didn't stop you there, you might be a bit code later onwards, because you will be like, you would kind of like be stuck halfway coding, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you have to like erase stuff. You have to like go back to the drawing board. So ideally, you don't want to like go back to the drawing board. You want to be very clear upfront.
Okay.
So that's just one place of improvement. For these kind of like class design, it's also good to think about like memory leakage and like things like that. Yeah. But yeah, not a very big deal, because it was like mostly correct. Also the edge cases. It's also good to think about edge cases. Like what I mentioned, like when pause is the same as the last. If you had caught that yourself, like instead of me telling you, that would be like a lot more impressive. And it's easy to do that. Just like when you before coding, just spend like 5 minutes thinking about potential edge cases like that. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all of my feedback. Leo, do you have feedback?
I don't think there's anything that you didn't already cover. I did want to reiterate a couple of things. So, I mean, first of all, I know you might have been a bit nervous coming into a more difficult problem, but I think overall you did really well. So that's the overall kind of feedback there.
You did really good. I will pass you for sure.
Yeah, overall I think it was a good showing. A couple of things I think just iterate on again. I know you had a bit of maybe a bit of trouble remembering what was going on with the random library. As you get into more advanced problems, those libraries become more and more useful. So I would definitely recommend kind of brushing up on that and seeing what's going on there. And this probably Jen already kind of brought up that the use of random.choice. And random.choice can crucially help you unlock more difficult follow-ups in the future, since that function is actually really, really powerful. So I would definitely recommend you check out one of the standard libraries, random in this case, other collections, as they come.
Okay.
I also think that time management is one thing. Today I think was probably a bit tight on time, to be honest, right? So things like knowing where to use time is a really crucial skill, and part of that comes down to knowing when you should spend more time on your notes, spend less time on your notes. Your notes is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect even if you spend the entire hour on them, right? So sometimes you gotta I want to say cut your losses, but sometimes you gotta move on. And if you're working on your implementation based off of your notes, then it's like a give and take. You can go back and amend your notes later. You can, change your notes. You can do all that kind of stuff. Your notes will never be perfect. Don't try to make them so, right? Especially if you know that there's going to be more of the problem coming up, whether that be follow-ups or, some more discussion, whatnot. So I would, given that you have the skill to complete these problems, I would probably err on the side of being more conservative with the note taking, and spending more time to do the implementation. And if you feel like you're getting stuck, then yeah, you can always go back and bolster up the notes a bit more. But no, I think
Okay.
overall it was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
So
Bye bye.
All right. There was some stuff in the chat. Let me see what was going on there. Actually, hold on. Let me get my stuff set up. All right, that should clean that up. Mark this guy's complete. All right. Where is my resume form? Okay. Boom. All right. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Jerry. It is a tougher problem, obviously. So you do need some intuition to be able to know what's going on there. But I think that intuition is not difficult to obtain, especially as you practice more. In this case, class constructing questions, where you're going to be using, multiple data structures at the same time. All right. Let me just message this person again. Okay. All right. Let's see. What submissions do we have? Resume responses. Today's date is the 22nd. Why is my cable so tall? There we go. Why is there a K-pop? Why is this called K-pop trainee? What the heck? All right, my name. All right, first one of the day, guys. Also, I gotta leave a bit early today. Probably like in like 15, 20 minutes. So be dropping out a bit earlier. That will be one more category that's going to go through my mind with these sort of problems. Thank you. I mean, look, there's a lot of these different categories of problems, just like even alone in the like class design problems. Like, I mean, you just have to know what's going on. You have to have seen the problem to know what's going on, frankly. I would say even most common lists that people use, like Leetcode, Blind. Actually, I think the old Blind 75, yes, there used to be an old one. That one actually did cover these, but people didn't like them, so they took them out. But I don't think Leetcode even covers class design. So that's definitely going to be a gap for some people. All right, let's take a look. All right, so this person spoke to them earlier this week in person. Well, maybe not in person, but somewhere. All right, applying for software engineering internships, 726 beyond. Predominantly looking for a full stack, open to anything. Notably, have yet to get it past a single resume screen. Okay. Did I ask for my? Okay, interesting. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. Part of it is also going to depend. I mean, just on the screens, it's also going to depend on specifically where you're applying to and the volume of applications. Both of those are gonna highly influence your screen rate. But let's take a look at what we got here. Okay, so all right, little problem statement. That's fine. That's fine. Use of space. We have coming up. Okay, so you still got a couple years, that kind of thing. Okay, present core quilt. I think you're missing a verb here. No, I think you might be missing a verb there. Okay, that's cool. Or is this just a description? Oh, okay, that might be okay. Built using these services, some email stuff. Okay, integration stuff, Bedrock. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. Securing your profile. Okay. Okay, I think this is overall quite strong. What I would say about this thing, I mean, this is probably your most relevant experience. I mean, this definitely is your most relevant experience. I think this part, like this second point, is strong. This is exactly what we want to see. The third point, I think you might be able to elaborate a bit more on. Like, for example, I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell the balance here between, okay, was this more about AI, ML prompting work, or is it more about like hooking things up, infrastructure, networking kind of work? That part's not clear to me. I think you could definitely spare some room to kind of clean that one up. Like I know you're talking about like this, like about prompting and stuff, but you're also about, you know, like you've done something previously and now you're shifting into Bedrock. So I feel like this might be covering 2 points here. I'm not too familiar with, so maybe you know, I'll elaborate on that one a bit more. This one is fine. In terms of distribution, you could probably spare to put another point under this first experience. I would say to make room for it, I would personally cut 1 point from TA. I think I would probably cut the first point. I would probably cut that first point. The second point, I mean, I think the main value of the TA is to say that you are overall employable and you have, you know, existent social skills, that kind of thing. I think talking about OOP here is not relevant considering you have this experience already. Okay, this is going on right now. Building Android app to help user overcome addiction, form better habits, app development. Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't know the details of this one. If you have more stuff to put here, but you've cut out, this might be worth expanding on as well. Let me see, because you have been working this for half a year, and while you are a student, I probably would be expecting more, like stuff on here. This doesn't really say anything right now. Let's take a look at what products you have. This is a little while ago. Okay. It's going to design pattern enabling. Okay. I think okay. Frankly, I think you can get to the second point here. I mean, this point already, like your technology here already fully covers this point. I don't think you need to put a point there. That's probably gonna save you enough room to maybe put a point here saying like what's actually going on over here, right? Hackathon stuff. This is recent. Okay. Gamified system, 8 job seekers. Okay. Good summary point. WebSocket evaluation minute. Okay. I think this is pretty cool for a hackathon. 2 points here, I think, is fine for now. I'm trying to read what here. Configure agent. Okay. UI updates, website connection. Okay, UI updates. Do you have other UI work? You have React over here. Okay. So this point I'm a bit iffy on. I think you could consider cutting it in the future as you get more points over here. This one I don't think gives you much value here. For example, you already have the technologies called up over here. You can, for example, also put WebSockets if you want. But The overall UI stuff I think is better covered over here already, so I don't think that's necessary to duplicate that. All right, this is in the past, I presume. That's fine to have. Oh, this is in Toronto. Okay, sorry, I was like, where the hell is this? Okay, that's good. This is a bit more. Okay, what do we? Okay, evaluated effectiveness of a program. Communicated findings. If these two are the same, if this is the same thing, I would only put 1 point here and just make it 2 lines. Otherwise, it's not like explicit that you evaluated something and then you were able to have findings and you communicated them. If they actually are 2 separate things, then 2 points here is fine. Technologies, yeah, that's all fine. Okay, so I mean, look, I think resume is not really weak at all. I think it's fine. Maybe a bit more reprioritization of what you have, giving more space to your current experience. That is your most relevant experience here. Depending on the type of work you're targeting, I think there could be some room for there could be some room for a different project. I mean, one thing I'm seeing here is that this project here doesn't really gel with what you've had, like what you put over here. I mean, let me look at your full stack, right? Yeah, open a full stack. Okay, like this is fine, but this project is really kind of falling off on the relevance scale. Okay, it's not that it's a bad project. It's just that, you know, if you're going full stack, this isn't really any of those, right? This is not a front end. I mean, I'm sorry, Swing, it doesn't really count. Okay, there's not really a back end. This doesn't really have much. The hackathon, I think, is okay to put here just to say that you know the events are fun, but I would personally be considering a more full stack project that supplements your current experience. So whatever you feel like you want to do at your current job, but you can't, do that in a project instead. And you know, best case, you feel like you can do everything you want at the job, then spend more time at the job and do that there instead. So that's what I would say about this one. Overall, I don't see any major weaknesses. I think if you're getting literally past 0, I mean, I think you need to talk to someone in the community to see what's going on over there. Either your application strategy is off, or you're not spending your time right in terms of where you're applying. All right, let's take a look. This guy. Ooh, do I recognize this person? Let me think. Ooh, I don't think I recognize them. All right. You're welcome. All right. Full stack or backend development? Yes. Smiley face. All right. All right. That's fun. Work, learn, international undergraduate researcher. Oh, I actually never seen this one before. What the hell is that? Okay. Oh, Kotlin first. Ooh. Elasticsearch. Okay. Okay. Oh, what is this? What is this timeline? This is. Oh, this is the most relevant one. I got you. Okay, let's take a look. Scalable detection, scalable deletion service, 100K expired records daily, 100K from 7 DynamoDB tables. That is 1 row per second. Would you consider 1 row per second scalable? I don't know, maybe. Design a temporal workflow. Okay. Okay. Provision deployed Flink cluster GKS. Provision deployed. Okay. Internal tooling, enhanced monitoring. Okay. Engineering investigation 100% showcase. Yeah. Okay. This is fine. This is good as an intern. This I'm a bit questionable of, but this is quite. I think this is still good because it's different than the rest of the stuff. This is about infra. That's good. Temporal workflow, we run 2,000 plus verifications weekly. Using optimized Elasticsearch queries to, okay. Using optimized Elasticsearch queries to, okay. 2,000 verifications weekly. I would maybe elaborate a bit more on what makes this optimized. this doesn't sound like very much stuff, personally. This is fine. That's a pretty big number, even though that's only 1 per second. Okay, tool development implemented a low overhead. Something. What is? Okay, this is a research assistant. Okay, tool development. This stuff. Okay. To guide design. Okay, this is good. I think this is good. Putting this something that is good. UTA. No, just have this be 1 point, and I will put a second point over here. I think this is far more important than the UTA stuff. And even this. This is recent, so I think keep it on. Okay, Simon. Reproducibility framework, passive catchers, combinational experiments, blah 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 blah. Okay, design Python, Bash stuff. This is pretty cool. I don't really understand this though. What? Yeah, I think you probably want to GitHub with a README so that someone can click in and see what's going on here. Frankly, that's a lot of words. I don't really know what this is doing, to be honest with you. What are you going for? You're going for full stack or back end. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is neither. So I would personally try to figure out, maybe you can get a more full stack project. Do you have front end? No. I will make a front end project. Nudge. Finalist. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, I would make a maybe full stack or front end project. Put it over here. And then, this you can still have, but just make this a 1.1 liner, and then go from there. Because if you have 4 lines in this thing, and none of these 2 points are really relevant, to be honest. So I think you can still keep it on there, but just shrink the space massively. And I will cut 1 point over here. Let me take a look. Which point should you cut? Using this, that's not relevant. So I will put that in here. So put a project in here, cut those 2 a little bit, cut a point over here, and then you should have space. Again, just to be realistic, if you're going for back-end full stack, this is not really a skill. All right, next. This person has reading comprehension issues, so I will not review their resume. Unless this isn't their name, let me check. Is this their name? Okay, that is their name. Okay, so sometimes we'll put names in there, but they're like kind of funny. And I don't like recognize their kind of funny names until like I read them like a second time. But that person just forgot. All right, this is the last one for today. I think I have to run a bit soonish. I want to go more into backend / internal tooling, just not front end anymore. I'm tired. I've never heard someone wanting to go to internal tooling, but I actually respect that. That should be separated. Projects. Holy cow, I've never seen it spelled out, but I guess that's true, right? Cooperative. That's a lot of stuff, okay. All right. Okay, undergrad research assistant, web dev. This is, oh, you're here for a while. Damn, you've been here for a while, okay. This is not a full stack. I'm sorry, this is not full time though, right? What was your school? Okay, yeah, this is part. Well, you've been here since you started. Okay. Putting collective assets to, I don't know what the hell that is. Design a data model, writing automation of migrate legacy records. Optimizing ingestion. Okay. Optimizing ingestion. I mean, I would definitely say, for this one, writing automation, write how much time you saved, and optimization, I would put in how much time you saved there as well. Or how much better the performance is. Building config and Rust pipelines and ingest 3 million photographs, standardizing blah blah. Okay, we can get org to organize. Okay. Build pipelines to ingest stuff. Standardize exhibit workflows. Okay. I would link to GitHub. I think that's interesting. I would link to GitHub here. That's cool. Created interactive storytelling with archival data. Maintain PHP collective access sites. Maintain PHP collective access sites. Automated metadata tasks with Python. Okay, so I think you could probably group these a bit better, right? So put the migration auto point. That's what we're talking about in terms of the troubles and the things you ran into with migration. Put the automation in one data point. So you have automation here. You have an automation here. Put that at 1 point. and then put your community work in another point. So for example, put in this the open source stuff, GitHub, put the maintenance, put that stuff like glue work, community work, etc. Put that in a separate point. That's gonna help you a lot more. Oh, and by the way, put this part, the dismal storytelling, as your first one, because that actually means something to a reader, and collective access and Isana Jor is Landor doesn't mean anything to anybody. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. What the heck? TypeScript Golang 40% memory center. Okay, that's fine. This point's weak, but it's fine. That's fine. Okay. It's kind of weird that you have March shorthanded, but September spelled out, so probably make that not weird. Rust microservices. Okay. Notion API. High performance microservice architecture in Rust that processes output events, generates automated timestamps, reducing manual data entry by 85%, maintaining sub 50 millisecond response times. Sub 50 millisecond response times in Rust. That's fine. Implemented a job scheduler, cron capabilities, email parsing, job information, Notion databases. Okay, that's cool. I'd probably put this as the first point though. And also I would probably put the GitHub over here. So put like a link icon, blue link icon over there. Crate, okay. Develop AI enhanced, blah 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 blah. Oh, live demo. Live demos are great. You should make this a different color, make it stand out. I would probably put that as the first point, by the way. Yeah, some reorganization at first point I think is needed, but overall I think this resume is not too bad. All right. Can we squeeze in one more review? Am I kind enough to do that? Yes, I can. All right, this is the last one for real though. Actually, for real. Looking for one more internship for backend. Looking for a critique. My kind of doxy. Okay, no, you said it. Arista save Tesla bullets on enough metrics. Let me take a look. Do you have enough metrics? You have borderline metrics. Borderline. It's okay. It's not bad. It's okay. All right, we gotta speedrun this one. Okay. All right, Tesla incoming. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Arista. Blah 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 blah. Fault tolerant. And guarantee consistent cleanup and manager child hierarchies. I like that. That's good. You know, networking is good. I like that stuff. Implementing configuration. That's all right. That's all right. You were here for only 4 months, so I think this is, or 3-4 months. I think this is acceptable. Safe software. Ruby and Rails middleware. Extending. Okay. That's good point. GitHub Actions. This point's weak. Good point. Do you have other full stack stuff on your resume? No. So put Django there. You're gonna need it. That's fine. All right. This one. Oh, I recognize this one. Actually, do I think I recognize this one. Okay. Blah blah. Don't care. All right. Don't care. All right. Yeah. I mean, look. None of this is really gonna matter when this comes in. I would probably put like 4 points there, and you should be fine. All right. Get out of my stream.